Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing today? Brother John Stewart on behalf of Lost Sheep Ministries, here to take y'all on another little walk with the word for the day. So today I'm going to bring you a very powerful lesson, man. So I hope y'all tune into it and make sure you pay attention to this. One of my favorite verses to pray with. I think I told y'all before, when I pray, there's certain verses, certain psalms and certain verses throughout the Bible I incorporate into my prayer, and this is the one of the ones that I pray. And when I pray every day, I pray for this particular thing that the Lord is talking about here in this verse. So tonight I'm going to share with y'all a lesson out of 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verses 12 through 14. So in 2 Chronicles chapter 7, the Lord tells us this. He says, "And the Lord appeared to Solomon by night and said unto him, I have heard thy prayer and have chosen this place to myself for an house of sacrifice. If I shut up heaven that there be no rain, or if I command the locusts to devour the land, or if I have sent pestilence among my people." And here you go, y'all. Got to make sure you catch this. He said, if my people, not the other people, not the bad people, if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. That's some powerful stuff like there, boy. I'm telling you, when we look at our society and we see it just crumbling right before our very eyes, the first thing that we want to do is blame it on the wickedness in some men's hearts. Oh, it's the bad people that's doing it. The reason why this country's so bad is because of all these bad people that we got running around. You know what I'm saying? When we see the violence and we see the promiscuity, but I can't even say that correctly, the promiscuity that's going on, the drug abuse, the slaughter of the innocents, you know what I'm saying, the homosexuality, the transgender movement. When we see all that stuff coming on, the Pride Month, and just honestly, just the overall taking advantage of the less fortunate. When we see all those things, we always want to point our finger at the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? We want to say it's Trump's fault, or we want to say it's Biden's fault, or we want to say it's police brutality, or it's because they got white privilege, or it's poverty, it's discrimination, you know what I'm saying? Or it's just so many bad people doing bad. And when in reality, it's not. With the way our society is going right now, and the reason why it's crumbling right now, it actually has nothing to do with the bad people. Honestly, if you really want to know who's the problem in our society right now, I'll tell you who it is. It's you Christians. That's who it is. Yeah, I said it. I bet you weren't expecting that, was you? It's the Christians who's at fault for our society being in the way it is right now. You know what I'm saying? It's us Christians. It's not the bad people. It's not because there's so many bad people doing bad. It's because there's not enough supposedly good people doing good. You know what I'm saying? And just in case you're like, well, how you going to say that it's the Christian fault? You know what I'm saying? How do you come to that conclusion? I'll tell you. Just go back to the verses. That's why I always get these verses. Everything I'm getting you, the Bible, the Lord has told us that. Go back to the verses. Because if you go to the verses, what it say? He said, if my people, not the bad people. Again, he didn't say the terrible people. He said, if my people, which are called by my name. Now, who else do you know who are called by their God other than Christians? We are called Christians because we follow Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? And if you take the word Christian and translate it, it literally translates into Christ-like one. So we are literally being called by his name. So when he made that statement, he was talking directly to us. He was telling us that it's our fault that our society is like that. You see what I'm saying? So he's not talking to the crooked politicians. You know what I'm saying? He's not talking to the drug dealers. He's not talking to the murderers. He's not talking to the rapists or the pedophiles. No, he's not talking to any of the bad elements in our society. He's talking directly to us Christians. That's who he's talking to when he made this statement. And see what I'm saying? And the reason why I say I blame the Christians for being as sick as it is, because when he made that statement, he told us what needs to be done so our society can be whole. And the fact that our society is whole, that means, guess what? We're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. It's not the bad guys out there that's ruining this country. It's us Christians sitting on our blessed assurance, not doing a darn thing. Go to church on Sunday, open your Bible up, and then go put it on your table and don't open it again until next Sunday. It's the Christians' fault that our land is in the land that is the way it is right now. And you know what I'm saying? And again, he said, right after he made the decision, he told us who he was talking to. He said, my people which are called by my name. Right after he makes the distinction of who he's talking to, he gives us the antidote, or the ingredients, if you will, of an elixir that can heal this land of his sin sickness. Because that's what's going on. That's what we have going on right now. That's why our country, that's why you see the violence. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see the promiscuity. That's why you see the drug abuse. That's why you see the slaughter of the innocents with the abortions. That's why you see the homosexual movement. That's why they got a whole month celebrating something called the Lord called an abomination. That's why you see the transgenderism. All these things are just a symptom of a much deeper issue. And that's what we have to understand. And that much deeper issue is the fact that we're infected with sin. That's what the deeper issue is. So all those things are just symptoms. You know, it's just like when you get sick. You know, what happens when you get sick? Your nose start running a little bit. You might start coughing. You know what I'm saying? Your throat might get scratched or get to hurting. You don't have the runny noses. That's not what you have. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the coughs. That's not what you have. The runny nose and the cough, those are symptoms of the fact that you have a virus. That's what it is. Those are symptoms of a virus. And you want to treat the virus. If you want to get rid of those things permanently, you got to treat the virus. And unfortunately, there's really no way to treat a virus. You just have to let it run its course. So when you run to the drugstore and you buy up all the cough medicine and you buy up all the throat spray and you buy up all the decongestion, all you're doing is you're going to make yourself feel better for a little while. You know what I'm saying? When you're taking all that medicine, yes, you're going to feel a little bit better, but it's only for a little while. Why is that? Have you never thought, why is it, you know what I'm saying, that it only lasts a little while? And the reason why is because when you're taking all those medicines, you're only treating the symptoms. You're only easing the symptoms. That's all you're doing. You're not doing a darn thing to attack the actual sickness itself, which is the virus. So the virus is always still there. That's why they tell you it on the lab. They even advertise on the box. Hey, 12-hour blah, blah, blah. You know, decongestion, 12-hour decongestion, 8-hour decongestion. You know why? Because they know that medicine is only going to ease that symptom for that amount of time, and you're going to have to take it again because it's not doing anything to attack the source. All you're doing is easing the symptoms of the source, you know, which is the virus, and you want to get the attacking the virus. But when you take these little medicines, these little over-the-counter medicines, these discongestion things like that, all you're doing is easing the symptoms. And the sad part is, the reason why this relates to this lesson tonight is because that's what the church has been doing for the last few years. You see what I'm saying? And that's my whole point. All they're doing is trying to ease the symptoms. They're not really giving us enough truth to really get to the source of the problem, which is the sin in the heart of men. Because the only way you can do that is by bringing the whole truth, not the sugar-coated version, not the watered-down version. You got to give the whole truth. That's why Jesus said, man shall live by every word that proceed out of the mouth of the Lord and not bread alone. We got to have the whole truth, but everybody's afraid to get the truth anymore, so we just walking around here sick. We just walking around here sick. We just walking around here infected with sin. And that's why we have all these problems, because it's a sin infection. You see what I'm saying? It's just like if you're trying to put a fire out. I did some with my previous job. We handled some bad stuff, so you had to know how to put out a fire. So we had to actually go to like a fire training school. And when you're in the movies, you see when people have a fire, they grab the extinguisher and they just like throw the little holes around and the fire seems to go out. That's only in the movie. If you do that in the real fire, you're gonna kill yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because in the real fire, what you gotta do, you gotta aim at the base. You know what I'm saying? Because you aim at the base, that's the fuel source right there. You want to put the fuel source out. If you don't put the fuel, you can put some few flames out all you want, but all you're doing is putting out the flame. As long as that fuel source is still burning, guess what? That fire's gonna keep burning, so those flames will keep coming back up. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta aim at the base of the fire so you can get the fuel source. You gotta get to the source. But if not, all you're doing is wasting your time, and eventually you're gonna run out of stuff in your fire extinguisher, and then you're gonna burn up anyway. You see what I'm saying? So what you gotta do, you gotta get to the source. And that's what we gotta do for sin. If we wanna get our society healed, we gotta get to the source. We gotta get the source of it, and that's the sin in the heart of man. We gotta realize that we are infected with sin, and we gotta start doing things to get to the source. And God tells us exactly what to do to get to that source. So if you want this world to heal, you want this world to be unbroken, then what we got to do, we got to stop waiting for them to make some freaking law to do it. We got to stop blaming the bad guy. And us Christians need to humble ourselves pray, seek his face, and turn from our wicked ways, so that he may hear from heaven, forgive our sins, and heal our lands. And that has been your little walk with the word for the day. I pray these are blessing y'all. If they are, make sure you like, tag, share, comment, save, repost, do all that stuff to help me out. Give me a follow so you can follow me as I follow Christ. Catch me on Facebook Live Monday night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. All my little media stuff is on lostsheepministry.com. And if you're not 100% sure about your salvation, reach out to me. I love you all.